Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a freestyle Christmas set or winter set. It's actually been a while since I've done a freestyle set. Recently, I haven't been feeling as creative, so this was definitely out the blue. And I actually enjoyed this nail set. I love the outcome of it, but I'm going to be using some of these acrylics from Secret Nail Affair. When I came out to do my video today, this was not planned at all. I was gonna do some blue polygel nails, but I remember seeing like these acrylics sitting off to the side. I've had these for like almost 2 years now. There's a lot more products that I have that I had them for like 2 years, and like I just never opened them or swatched them, and these are one of those. I think they were doing like some discounted like live like orders where like they pack the order live, and I was really interested in that, so these are the acrylics I got. I don't think these acrylics are in one specific like all together group, because I remember seeing on the side of them they're from like different collections. That pink one is a glow in the dark collection, and I'll get into that a little bit more. I'll show you guys at the end as well. But yeah, these acrylics, I'm just gonna swatch them very quickly. Like I said, this was out the blue, so I didn't really know how like these acrylics look. So before I get into it, I just wanted to do a quick swatch and see which ones I like, see which ones I want to use. And in the end, I did just end up using the 3 at the bottom: the nude color, the glitter, that whitish glitter, and that pink acrylic. I'm going to be doing a pink glittery snow set today, and yeah, I just can't wait to show you guys how it came about. So for now, I'm just going to be swatching these acrylics. I'm also using a new Secret Nail Affair acrylic brush. This was also something I purchased. If you guys seen it a couple seconds ago, like how dusty the box was, that's why I showed it, because like the audio isn't really lining up to where I wanted it to, but a couple seconds ago I did show the box and like how dusty it was. That's how you know it's just been sitting here and I haven't touched it since I bought it. But yeah, like I said, I do have a lot more acrylics like that. Like I have some more from Secret Nail Affair. I have their like Valentine's Day collection, where it's like a lot of glittery kawaii type of style, and also from another brand, I can't remember the name, but I have some from them. I think it was like a summer collection. But yeah, each time I buy something like that, I just don't never really get to it because of all the PR I get. So I have to do the PR first, and then I just end up like not really getting to it, and I just put it back and forget that I even have it. So that's the reason I haven't gotten those acrylics, or I haven't used them yet. So I was really excited that I was able to use them in today's video, and especially doing a freestyle set. It was just like random. I didn't exactly know what I was gonna do, so that was like the fun part and everything. But yeah, I did go ahead and swatch those acrylics, and this is what they look like. I do like this selection of colors, but like I said, this isn't in any like one group. They're all from different type of collections, because there were like some plain colors in there. There were like some butterfly, which I assume is more of like a summer spring collection. Glow in the dark. I did pick out my nail sizes. I'm going to be using the Kairos 3XL square tips, and I'm going to be using the BT Art Box gel glue and the Macart Rose lamp to cure them on. And by the way, I'm just waking up, so if I do sound weird, that's why. I just want to get this video out the way. I have been getting a little bit more consistent too when it comes to content. I did another set that I already have recorded, and I plan on recording another video, so hopefully I can get 3 videos out this week. Hopefully I become more in the mood to record and bring my creativity back, so we'll see how that goes. But now that I got all of my nail tips applied, I'm going to be using my magnet and my nail cutter. I think this is all of the magnets that come in there, so I just cut them down to like the full length of magnets. I don't know how you would say that, but I did use all of the magnets, and since these are 3XL nails, of course they were longer. And once I cut them down, I took 2 little magnets off my thumb and just cut that down, because as you guys know, I do love to have my thumb just a little bit shorter than the rest of them. I feel like the thumb is such like, it's always in the way, so I don't really like it as long as the rest of them. But yeah, jumping into the acrylic, I did go ahead and make sure like the nail tips were completely cured. So after I cut them down, I cured them for another 30 to 60 seconds. And then after that, I'm just gonna jump right into today's set. So like I said, this was a freestyle, and I did kind of like plan some of it out in my head and like where I wanted this to go, like where I wanted, you know, a certain nail to look like. But for the most part, everything just kind of came to me on the spot. There was one nail I got like inspo like halfway through. I remembered seeing like a Christmas tree like rhinestone design, and I remember seeing that on Pinterest, and I was like, I have to include that in here. So you'll see it once I get to it. But yeah, like I was saying, for my application, I'm gonna be starting off with this pink shade and just doing a full coverage on my pinky. Remember I said this was a glow in the dark color. I didn't notice at first, but like when I'd seen it, I was looking at the packaging and stuff, and I seen that it says glow in the dark collection. I think this was the only one a part of that glow in the dark collection. And as I'm applying it, you can tell, like now that I know, you can definitely tell, because whenever I place the bead down, there's like this whitish like tint to it. I think that's the glowing part of the nail set. You can kind of like see it, but I do a really good job at blending it in. Like this product is really nice that it wasn't like showing through the pink. It didn't like take over. Like after I was done with the application, it was still the color it needed to be. So definitely a good glow in the dark acrylic. But one thing I did want to say, using these, I don't really use Secret Nail Affair acrylics often, but if I do, it's always the really glittery ones, color powder or like base powders. I don't really use them as often, and using these, I did realize that they are a lot runnier than other acrylics, so I did have to drain my brush a lot more often than I would with other acrylics. Another thing that may have affected it was the temperature in my nail shed. It was kind of cold, so maybe that has something to do with it. If you guys don't know, the hotter it is in your area, or like the temperature, it's gonna dry a lot faster, or if it's cold, it's gonna take a little bit more time to like set up and it becomes runny. So keep that in mind when you are working. If it is too runny, you can add a few drops of acetone into the monomer. Don't overdo it, because it will definitely make it like get like really dry too fast. So only add a couple drops, see how it works, and if you need more, you can add more from there. But yeah, that's just a little trick I've learned when doing acrylics and when it's like cold in the winter. For my pinky nail also, I did go in with a few more beads than I actually needed to. I didn't want to encapsulate that. I know when people work with like color acrylics like this, they usually just add a thin layer for the color and then encapsulate for like the strength and the structure of the nail. I really didn't want to encapsulate that, so I just went in with more beads of the actual color and just built it up to my liking for the apex and everything. And once I finished, I think that nail looks pretty good. I love the smoothness of it, so I went ahead and went to the next nail. Now moving on to my next nail, I did like this little pinkish marble design at the back of it, like on the nail tips. I basically just laid down the pink in diagonal lines, kind of how I would if I was like ombreing or marbling two colors together, but instead I'm only using that pink one. And I did add about 4 lines all the way up the nail, and on top of that I did go in with a thin layer of that mylar iridescent glitter, just a little bit, because I still have to encapsulate, so we don't want to make it super thick. And then on top of that layer, I did add a little bit more pink, just so it shows a little bit more in the background, so it wasn't muted out too much. I still wanted that to like show throughout the entire nail set. And once I got my base acrylic layer done, I did go ahead and take out some clear acrylic, and I'm going to be taking out some snowflake little pieces. I forgot what you call these, but I'm taking out some little snowflakes that I can encapsulate. I do have 3 different types or 3 different shades of them. As you guys see, the first ones are just plain white, the second ones look a little bit more blue, and the third set I took out look a little bit more like cotton candy-ish, like it gives off pink and blue, kind of purple. I took all of them out just in case I wanted to use a little bit of both, or like a little bit of all of them, but I think in the end I just end up using the white ones because they were easier to encapsulate. The other ones had like a thickness to them. The white ones were a little bit more flimsy, so it was easier to bend down and make easier to encapsulate. Another trick I learned for encapsulating is if you have a piece, like the ends of these snowflakes are clearly gonna stick up and it's gonna be like hard to really lay flat. So before I even place them down on the nail, I take them like in between my fingernail and just kind of like bend them. The only thing I don't really like about that is like it has a harsh hump. I don't really like it. I mean, you can't really see it after you encapsulate, but putting them on, I don't really like it like that. And when placing them on the nail like this, you want to put the hump side up. That way the sides of them taper down and like goes into the actual nail, so it's like not difficult, or it's not going to be sticking up when you encapsulate it. So yeah, that's basically what I did to place them. I put 4 snowflakes on this nail, and then once I get them how I like and I make sure the sides are pressed down into that wet acrylic, I do go ahead and encapsulate with that clear acrylic. And like I said, this freestyle set was just so fun. It's been a while since I've done like some fun nails like this. I don't know why, I forget that I have so much nail stuff, like all of the glitters and stuff I can encapsulate into my nail. Like I've truly missed doing that. I don't know when the last time I actually did an encapsulation set. So like I said, this set was just so fun to me. It was just like, it felt so refreshing. So I hope you guys like it. So if you guys are enjoying today's video so far, you can definitely let me know by leaving a like, subscribing if you haven't already, or just leaving a simple comment down below. Anything you do to interact with my channel helps me out a lot, and I just want to say thank you. And after I finish encapsulating this nail, we can move on to the next one. So for my next nail, I'm just gonna do a full coverage of this nude here. And a little after I finished encapsulating that nail, I did turn my heat on because it was getting a little bit chilly out here in my nail shed. So I did turn the heat on high for it to like circulate, and I wasn't really thinking. So as you can see on this nail, this definitely is a perfect example of like the temperatures, because you guys seen how the pink was, it was like really runny. I mean, it wasn't like too runny, but it wasn't drying as fast as this nude color here. As you can see, like I'm picking up small beads too, and it was still just like drying really fast. So instead of tapping my brush on my paper towel and draining all of the monomer for this one to kind of compensate for like the temperature or like balance it out, I did just use more monomers so it didn't dry as fast on me. But for this one, you will see the difference because it was a little bit like bumpier. It took a little bit more to smooth them out. So the heat definitely played a part in this, but I think in the end it still was smooth because I was able to like blend the acrylics together and make this surface look a lot more even. So this nail is just going to be a full coverage of this nude, and I'll just let it play out. Now that I got that one out the way, it was definitely a headache. On this next nail, I'm just going to repeat the same thing I did to my ring finger, just adding that little marble design at the back. But instead of doing 4 stripes down my nail of the pink, I'm only going to be adding 3. I'm going to do the same thing basically, add that pink, add the glitter on top. Instead of adding that glitter all the way up on the nail, I'm going to stop just above 3/4. I'm going to take the snowflakes, encapsulate them the same way I did. The only thing that's going to be different is I'm going to do an ombre from the cuticle going down into that glitter. And after I get that ombre how I want, I didn't take it too low because I didn't want to cover the snowflakes or make it too low. So I stopped right there. And once I got that ombre how I want, I'm just gonna go ahead and encapsulate it. For my thumb, I think the thumb is the most trickiest one because I never really know what to do with the thumb. After I've done my other 4 fingers, it's almost like I just run out of ideas. But for this one, I'm gonna use all 3 colors to do a triple ombre. Is that what you call it? A 3-color ombre. I'm gonna start with the pink at the tip. Once I get about halfway up on my nail, I'm gonna take that glitter, ombre that down in the center, and then use that nude to ombre it down from my cuticle to the glitter shade. And at first I wasn't too happy at how it was coming out. I didn't think it was gonna look bright, but once I got up, like, I just ended up blending the colors up a little bit more because I thought it was gonna be a little bit uneven. But after just working with it, adding more color here, more color there, it did start to look right. So yeah, I did end up liking this nail a lot. And then of course, once I have the base design done, I'm just gonna encapsulate it. After I finished, I did go ahead and shape file and buff off camera. I did show it, but I felt like the nail art was gonna take a little bit longer, so I did decide to cut it out of the video. But this is what the nails look like once I have finished shaping them, and I love how they look so far. My thumb, I couldn't figure out what is going on with my thumb, but it does look a little bit weird. Like, it looks kind of humpy in one spot. I couldn't really tell like how to fix it, but yeah, this is how my nails look. I went ahead and took some rubbing alcohol and a lint-free wipe to remove all of that dust. And now we can get started into the nail art. So earlier I did mention the rhinestone Christmas tree. This is the nail I was talking about. So I just have a lot of different rhinestones, preferably pink, pearls, and like AB crystals. I just went ahead and squeezed out some rhinestone glue onto that nude nail in the shape of a triangle, like a Christmas tree. And I'm just going to be placing these rhinestones going from bottom to top, of course, just in the shape of a Christmas tree. And I love the way this nail turned out. It was very time consuming trying to get all these on there and like trying to find the perfect spot for them without putting too many of the same ones beside each other. But I did really love how this turned out, and I thought it was just so cute. off camera I did a lot of like just moving them to the side, because at that angle I realized they were so crooked, so I just went ahead and straightened them up. Basically I just tilted everything back to the left, and I went ahead and cured that so nothing else fell out of place. And then I found this other little case of gold rhinestones. It had a really small star in it, and it was so perfect for what I needed it for. Of course, we can't have a Christmas tree without a star on the top, so I went ahead and placed that there. And also I thought I was gonna show it, but apparently I didn't. But I also put like a little rectangle charm underneath the Christmas tree, and that's like the base of it. And after I got that cured, I'm just moving on to my next nail. And for this next nail, I'm just gonna do some simple snowflake nail art. I felt like I should tie the snowflake back into it, so for this one I did start off with my dots. And like I said, adding the dots before you do the lines, to me it's just a lot easier because it kind of acts as a guide on where to like pull the line through. And you can just see how I do it there. I think that gives you like the perfect snowflake, especially if this is the type of snowflake you're gonna do. But of course there are different ways to do different designs of snowflakes. I think if I do end up doing more snowflakes like nail art, I'm probably gonna try the other design. I think here I did try to like do something different, because I was like, I have been doing the same snowflake design every time I do them, so I'm just gonna try to like make it look a little bit different, and you'll see what I do once I'm done. I'm just gonna be adding like the little arrow type of lines going like backwards. You guys will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there are a lot of different types of snowflakes and designs you can do. I feel like the other ones are just a lot harder because you have to make everything so small and symmetrical. So that's just honestly like my go-to type of snowflake design, but definitely the possibilities are endless. And after I get on both snowflakes, I'm going to be adding just a few dots to kind of fill in that nail just a little bit more, and cure that for 30 seconds. And this is what we have so far. Going to my thumbnail, I felt like it wasn't complete until I add an ornament. I was like, I have a rhinestone Christmas tree, so it's only right is if I add a rhinestone ornament. So I'm going to start with some white gel polish, adding a line just about halfway down the nail from my cuticle. I went ahead and cured that on, and now I'm just going to be adding some rhinestones to the center of that nail in a circle, and this is going to be my hanging ornament. To complete this nail off, I did add like a little bow design with the ribbons, and I thought that was really cute. So I went ahead and cured that, and now moving on to the next nail. For this next one, I wasn't really sure. It did actually take me a while to kind of figure out what I was gonna do. So I was like, why not just do some swirls? After trying some swirls, I was like, it doesn't look right. So, and then I was like, let me just do some hearts. But that didn't look right either. So I remember like there was like this heart swirl design, so I couldn't really figure out how it went. I did try to do it like without a reference, but it just wasn't coming out right. So Since I knew that's what I wanted to do, I did go ahead and look at a reference picture on Pinterest, and I kind of just used that as a guide. But originally I did think of like doing this on my own. I just needed like a reference for it because the proportions and like, I don't know, I just couldn't really figure out how to do it. So yeah, I did look at a reference from Pinterest, and this is how it came out. And just adding 2 little 4 pointed stars, add some more nail fillers. I feel like that star heart would have completely popped more if I added some sprinkled glitter to it and then cured it, but I didn't think of it at the time, but now I feel like that would have looked so much better. And for the most part, my nail art is done, so I'm just gonna be adding on some top coat. While I added on the top coat on my pinky nail, I did decide to add on some rhinestones in the center of those snowflakes, so I just went ahead and did that. And now I'm just adding top coat to the rest of my nails. And that's pretty much it for the nail art and rhinestones. I didn't add anything else to it because the glitter nails, I felt like that was like the design within itself, so I didn't add anything on top. I really wanted that pink to show through it, the glitter and the snowflakes encapsulated. I really wanted that to show, so I just kept it as is. And once I finished adding on my top coat, I went ahead and applied some cuticle oil to re-nourish my cuticles. And after I rubbed that in, this is how the finished set turned out. And I am so obsessed with these. I think they look so cute, and I think this is my best set so far, like with the Christmas designs. And it's so crazy because this was my first freestyle set, and after like months of being so like uninspired and feeling so uncreative, it was just so different. So I was really proud of myself at how the set turned out. I love it a lot. I think my favorite nail is definitely the Christmas tree. Like, that is just so cute to me. And the ombre and the glitter on the ring finger, I just love how that combination came together. It was so cute. And also, remember I told you guys that pink was a glow in the dark collection? I'm gonna be adding that to the very end so you can see it. And so yeah, I was just really surprised at how this set turned out. Like I said, I loved it a lot. It was really fun to do. I think everything I do on my channel is pretty much beginner friendly, so you don't have to have like a lot of different like expert skills when it comes to doing this type of nail art. It's just so easy as long as you like just commit to it basically and just do the best you can. It's really easy. And I didn't need any expensive tools. The only nail art tools I used were a dotting tool and a liner brush, which you can pretty much get from Amazon for very cheap. All the products I use, I haven't really been linking them below because it does take a very long time to try to find everything, so I've just been like showing them a little bit more and mentioning them in my videos so that if you are interested in a certain product, you can just go on the website and search it to find it for yourself. And yeah, that basically concludes today's video, so let me know what you thought about today's set. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.